Hello everyone, welcome back to Homestuck. Last time, Arania lore dumped some more. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, Jack was in prison doing shenanigans, but that wasn't all that important. Anyway, if you're enjoying the series, like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member if you want to see these episodes a week early. And I feel like there's something else I was supposed to say, right? Like the video. No, I said like and subscribe. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Anyway, I think we finished this. I had to take a break. Yeah, okay, we were talking about the blood spectrum still being a thing. Okay. Alright, and Jake is talking about the actual English demon he's supposed to kill. Apparently. Let's find out about that.
Can you tell me anything more about this demon? All I know is he might be a skull monster. Wait, he is a skull monster, right?
Okay. So it's Vriska. It's Vriska, but a little bit higher. Okay, now that's a little bit better. Okay, he is most certainly a skull monster. A very big and angry skull monster.
Yes, okay, but I feel like I should know more about him if I'm supposed to kill him.
I didn't say you were supposed to kill him. He cannot be killed. Long ago, he discovered the secret to indestructibility.
Oh.
Defeating a foe doesn't always... That was the wrong voice. Defeating a foe doesn't always involve killing. He has had many incarnations in many universes. If you continue on your journey for long enough, you may encounter one of them. And if you have become strong enough by then, you may be able to defeat him in combat. And if that comes to pass, it would be the first defeat he has ever known. You would be providing the first glimmer of hope to others that someday he could be destroyed.
So, you're saying I could do all of this? Or that I will?
For now, I'm saying that we should get going soon. If you would like to meet the others before you wake up.
Who?
Is there anything else you wanted to show me before we go? I didn't mean to get us sidetracked like that.
Nah, just more boring junk. There are these fanciful branches, but I don't know where they came from. I suspect dream sorcery.
They are from someone else's memory.
Are they from a wizard's memory?
Haha, no.
Oh, well, I guess I could show you around. Outside, there is a jungle out there full of tremendous beasts.
Not anymore. Oh no.
Son of a bitch! More fancy branches!
This way.
What is this realm of limitless wonder?
Realm of limitless wonder? God damn it, Jake. It was my planet.
It's great. Everything is so amazing. Who would have thunk you could have such crackerjack adventures in your dreams that are basically real instead of imaginary?
Yep.
Or for that matter, that you could meet such neat people along the way.
Your thoughts are wandering again, man. Whoa, yeah. That gross, mushy thought right there. Are you even paying attention?
No. Shh.
We've already been through this, you hopeless rube. You might as well be saying it out loud to her, so why don't you?
Maybe I will, wise guy.
I mean, she is pretty hot.
Yes, I know. Now, shh.
Jake, it wouldn't work between us.
Huh?
I'm dead.
Yes, right.
Perhaps if you died too, although maybe not after too long. I know how I would feel about that if you were a lot older than me.
Man, what the fuck?
Although technically I am already so much older than you, it would be kind of strange if you were physically my senior 8 years by a significant margin, you know.
What?
Okay.
This is a weird fucking train of thought. Can you tell her that?
No.
I'm gonna make you have a seizure and get you to mime the message to her with your spastic gyrations. Pelvic thrusts will be my exclamation points.
Screw you. You heard her. I totally have a shot. All I have to do is die.
What?
Go on.
But I wouldn't want that to happen.
What to happen?
For you to die so soon. I want you to succeed in your quest and live a long and happy life.
Man, I'm gonna come out and say it. This broad's a total snore.
Some of Jake's language coming in.
Yeah, right, bro. Did you hear that? At least if I kick the bucket early, there'll be, shall I say, a silver lining, wink wink, nudge nudge. It will take the form of some spooky smooches from a smoking ghostly troll babe, so shut your jealous trap.
Hmm?
Oh, wait. Oh dear. How loud was I talking just then?
You were pretty much yelling.
Wink. Ah.
If I were real, I'd be giving you a standing ovation right now. 5 out of 5 hats.
God. Okay, just pretend to forget that, maybe.
Not a chance.
Not you, her. Who? Me? Why don't you just tell me where we're going?
To the same place we all go. This moon.
I've gathered a small group of travelers for a meeting. They were...
Whoa, I breathe in too fast.
What the heck was that? Okay.
They are briefly passing through this bubble. I was hoping we could introduce ourselves to one another and help orient an old friend of mine to the afterlife. Okay. Who is your friend, another troll? She was supposed to be the empress of all trolls, actually. Wow. So she died before she could be the empress, I guess. Not exactly. She probably never would have been regardless. She didn't want the job. Why not? Remember how I said each class had a duty to take care of the younger and more populous classes lower on the order? Well, hers was the highest of all. She was the only one on the planet with such royal blood, aside from the sitting empress. As the heiress, she was meant for a position of incredible responsibility. Once she claimed the throne, she would have to serve for many thousands of years, until the next successor was ready. That's a hell of a long time. I guess she wasn't into that. She had some problems with authority. She despised the whole social order, really. I foolishly tried to convince her to honor her obligation, but she wouldn't listen. She viewed the Empress as a glorified slave, so she abdicated and flew to the moon to hide. I was the only one who knew of her plans. The rest of the world searched but never found her. At the time, I was furious with her, but I didn't turn her in, which in retrospect was a key decision that led us here. You mean it led you to eventually being dead? Yes, eventually. When she was there, she discovered an ancient device, which inside of which was the game. She became obsessed with playing it, but needed our friends to agree to play first. She was not well liked by the others, though. Old grudges and rivalries made it hard to convince them. But she was very devious, and knows how to trick people into doing what she wants. She even got me to agree, by promising she'd return to her place as the heiress when we had finished playing. Needless to say, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Well, she certainly sounds like a handful. Yes, she's not all that bad, though. Well, when you really get to know her, and when she's unarmed, which is pretty much never now that I think about it. Okay, she probably is all that bad. The point is, you have to know how to handle her. Regal types can be very touchy, even the ones who seem to revel in anarchy. But if you know all the right things to say and do, she will happily hand over the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. After all, royalty is royalty. Just let me do the talking for a while, okay?
You hear that, Jake? Rainier wants to do the talking. I think your dead girlfriend might be starting to come out of her shell.
Okay, that was kind of funny.
Alright. Archagent, report!
The Archagent can't submit his paperwork for his daily report because the Archagent is in jail. He was a bit sloppy and got himself pinched by the white shells.
I forgot, this is Diamonds Droog. He's supposed to have a little bit of a lower voice.
That leaves all of his duties to the Penultimagent, otherwise known as the Draconian Dignitary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Diamonds Droog, yeah.
We should bear in mind that Penultimagent isn't an officially recognized title, though. It's kind of just a word he thinks sounds kind of cool. The report is that you got all these reports to fill out, which the Archagent has been letting pile up, which you have absolutely no intention of completing. Paperwork's even less your bag than it is his. As was mentioned, the boss is still stuck in your big house. You got that droll working on busting him out, but he said in no particular hurry on that. It's like you like to keep a casual administrative style. The boss is always in a hurry. You all wound up like a knife-wielding top. Personally, you don't see the harm in playing it cool.
Okay.
Mountain paperwork aside, there's still the matter of this little insurrection to deal with. The boy's still out there, piking heads, agitating subjects, getting everyone hot and bothered. The press is going berserk with it. You can only have so many reporters killed on any given news cycle. Can't forget about the girl either. She's still out there going rogue. Wait, you mean AWOL? That stinking pun gets you every time. Puns are even less dignified than paperwork.
Locate Prince.
You can't. By now the kid is up to his goddamn neck in convoluted Gothic architecture. He's burrowed fuck deep in flying buttresses and purple pointy things. He's even stopped by the boss's cubicle of vigilance and sliced up his fenestrated walls to make searching for him harder. Cunning bastard. There used to be a fourth one, but you don't know what happened to it. There was a rumor circulating that some old woman made off with it some time ago, before the new queen took over. Whatever happened, it's nothing to worry about now. If you want to smoke this kid out of hiding, you need some help.
Seek help.
Yeah, he did. You walked to retrieve it. Again, in no particular hurry. Earlier, you quite calmly and diplomatically explained everything to the old lady, letting her know you could use a little extra firepower to get the situation under control. You were pretty smooth about it, offering to light her cigarette during a calculated pause, and she doesn't even smoke. You're just that good. While you were making you a smooth pitch, you did a masterful job of giving the impression that you didn't care much one way or the other. But to be fair, you really don't care much one way or the other.
Retrieve extra firepower. Oh yeah, that'll help.
In response, the dame gave you clearance to employ the service of Drogorg, the flagship battle mech of the Imperial fleet she keeps stationed on the other damn planet. Not sure where it is or what it's called, hell, or if that's any of your business.
Mount Drogorg and ride into battle.
No, you feel completely ridiculous piloting that thing. It's a bad look for you, no style at all.
Drogorg.
Only another fool would get a kick out of prancing around in that asinine getup. It was a classy gesture by the queen, but you told her you'd have to pass. But it doesn't do no good to spurn generosity from a beautiful and deadly woman. You thanked her for the kind offer and tactfully brought up an alternative. See, you tell the boss this was his problem. He's too blunt about his ambitions. Don't get you wrong. It's all well and good for a man to keep his eyes on the prize, but he doesn't always need to step over 1,000 corpses and swim across rivers of blood to get there. You remind him there are slicker ways to make your moves, especially when it comes to a lady. Now that you think about it, Slick would have been a good ironic nickname for him. Might it be good for a laugh calling him that, or it would be if you ever did laugh. Point is, you know how to handle her. Regal types can be very touchy, even the ones who seem to revel in anarchy. But you know all the right things to say and do. She'll happily hand over the keys of the kingdom, so to speak. Haha. After all, royalty is royalty.
Oh my god, okay. Ascend. What is this even gonna do? Also, we're replaying the song, okay? I don't even know, because, like, it's not prototyped at all. So it's just gonna make him big, right? Durse. Okay, this is the same cutscene so far. Oh, well. That's rude.
You're just not feeling it. The number was way too big for its britches. You could just tell it was gonna blast off, and next thing you know, everyone's on their feet cutting a rug, making complete fools of themselves. This ain't no sock hop. Why does everything have to be so flashy and frenetic? What's the big hurry anyway? Sure, you're gonna put this ring on, but you're gonna do it when you're good and goddamn ready. Maybe do a little reading first, have another smoke, finish a coffee, listen to some real music. Everyone needs to calm the fuck down.
Ascend more casually. Okay. I'm a member of the Midnight Crew. I think I've heard this one, actually. I'm a member of the Midnight... Yeah, okay.
I just detest a man afraid to go home in the dark. I always spend my evening where there's women wine.
Oh my.
But like the man, I always bring my little wife along. I'm a member of the Midnight Crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning.
God. This is like an AMV.
Song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you.
I'm a member of the Midnight Crew. No, no.
On happy old Broadway. So what's the use of going home until the break of day? Now something confidential, whisper not above a breath. I once went home at 2 a.m. and scared my wife to death.
Ah!
I'm a member of
The midnight crew. I'm
night owl and a
wise one too. Oh, a wise bird. The morning. No, get out of here. Get rid of this. Okay.
with the moon, go to bed
And with the sun,
early to bed, and you'll miss
it's all the fun.
your wife in trouble. It will never trouble you.
No, make her a member of the midnight crew. Alright, I do support that. Nah. Until the end.
First run, although I did
Ah ha ha.
a knife, a blackjack, or a gun. I proved myself a hero of a very high
Degree.
I ran for home and 6 of them were running after me.
Don't die, Roxy, please. You're the only light of hope I have.
I'm a member of
The midnight crew.
I'm a night owl and a
Rise word two.
home with the milk in
Eat the milk.
singing
The same old song.
rise with the moon
What did that say?
to bed with the sun.
Early to bed, and you'll miss all the fun.
Bring your wife in trouble, it will
Never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. That's bad. I don't like that the queen has, or the empress, has the GC cat. Do I not get to see what Diamonds Droog becomes? Acapella is fun because you can quite easily sing along to it and you'll sound good. You know what I mean?
After a lot of bullshitting around, you calmly and casually put on the Ring of Orbs No Fold. A phenomenal transformation takes place. You become... My god, you become... the Draconian Dignitary. Really, you don't know why everyone's always got to be transforming from things into other things. Taking all these wild appearance modifications just for a little boost in power always struck you as tacky. Where's the class? It takes no creativity or guile for these villain types to grab a little power through such outlandish transformations. No imagination at all. You're utterly astounded by how shitty the imaginations are. If their imagination was a face, you'd shoot it. In the face.
I can't believe how long we're spending with Diamonds Droog. Unleash awesome powers of ring.
Awesome powers? Let's see. You're guessing it can probably make you invisible? Yep, there you go, invisible. Just like you thought. What else is a magical ring of void gonna do? This is like Magic Rings 101, real basic stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Stop being invisible.
You stop being invisible. There's not a lot of style to invisibility, primarily because nobody gets to see how damn smooth you're being. It's kind of a pointless power anyway. Some real dime store parlor trickery that's just a waste of everyone's time. You doubt you'll ever use it again. It's sure not going to help you track down that elusive kid, but sooner or later is going to find out it's much harder to outrun the ring's true power.
Red Miles. Okay.
This kid can't escape the miles. No one escapes the miles.
Well, Durst is going to die. Okay. When does this always happen? Okay. Keep looking for Dad. Okay, Jane. Yep, back to Jane. Okay, the highlight of this is that I don't have to read in a voice. Probably. You've been following the trail of clues on your quest to sleuth the whereabouts of your errant father. He seems to have left a variety of items behind in hopes that you might notice and follow him. You have picked up each item along the way until you reach this car. It is squeaky clean from today's earlier automotive ablutions. Ablutions, actually. But obviously there is no way you can pick it up. It was probably the last thing he had to leave behind, which means your trail's about to go cold. Hang on. Little Sebastian's gesturing up further ahead. Seems there's another clue on the path. The wallet. It's your dad's wallet. This is surely the end of the line. Ahead is another crypt. You wonder if he went in there. There's another one of those obelisks nearby shining a light down a pit, serving some dang purpose. Probably has some ridiculous bearing on a puzzle like 5 miles away, like activating an elevator or a conveyor belt or something that just leads you to yet another stupid old skull. Actually, it looks like there's one more thing left in the wallet. It's a note. Examine note. Daughter, if you are reading this, it means you are now strong enough to lift the piano over your head and shatter it to pieces. While the instrument was expensive, it was a small price to pay for this important step on your journey toward becoming a powerful, independent young woman. I am so, so proud of you. This is supposed to go under the piano. What the? You think your dad maybe left the wrong note in the wallet? He probably meant to leave the one pertaining to how you're mature enough to inherit his wallet, and what a big responsibility a wallet is for a strong young woman or something like that. Dad leaves tons of these little notes around like this for such occasions, so it's probably easy for him to get them mixed up sometimes. He's a highly professional and competent father, but the guy's still fallible after all. Daw. Okay, get car. Now armed with your father's roomy, sleek leather wallet, you retrieve the family sedan with ease. Looks like a cool pair of shades wants to talk to you about your sweet new ride. Oh, great. Dirk 2. Jane. Jake's brain Dirk is Dirk 3. Actually, Dirk 4, because the original Dirk was in the beta timeline. Oh, man. Okay. I'm back.
Shred it.
Shred what?
You have the car.
Now
Shred it. Turn it into grist.
Oh, no, I'm not going to destroy my dad's car.
We need grist, though. Can't get any building done without more. Not to mention the fact that you're not going to be able to make any cool shit.
There has to be a better way to gather up grist, though.
Well, I think there's supposed to be monsters here, but I haven't seen any monsters, have you? Also, please don't slip into the Diamonds Droog voice. Please, no.
No, and I can't say I'm too disappointed.
You should be, though. Presumably they drop grist and stuff when you kill them, like treasure and food products that restore your health, or at least make you less hungry. Haven't you ever played a video game, Jane?
Of course I have.
That's cool, I haven't. Since I'm a pair of sunglasses, and communing with such simplistic software would be trivial and hollow exercise for me. But I know loads of stuff about games, like the fact that you gotta kill monsters if you want to make progress, if not to snatch up the bitchin' loot, at least for the levels.
Levels?
How are you going to get better at fighting without killing monsters, Jane?
I think I've done a fair job of scaling my echelon ladder without resorting to the slaughter of innocent fictional monsters, thank you very much.
Please, you've barely done any climbing at all. Talking about you hopping more rungs than what playing a little prank on your dad or throwing your hat on the ground super hard is going to get you. You need battle experience to make some real headway, like Jake.
I'm getting a little tired of various iterations of Dirkstrider telling me how I need to be more like Jake. I know how you think Jake is neat. I know all the Dirks just adore Jake. I get it.
Well, chill out. This ain't about whatever stuff you're apparently fixing to twist your shit into a pretzel over. You just need to get stronger is all. Don't you think that's what your dad would want?
You don't need to remind me of that. I'm suddenly having flashbacks to a few years ago when he would ambush me almost every day for a pointless round of strife. Boy, does getting swatted with brooms and having cake shoved in your face get old fast.
Yeah, but in the process you got pretty handy with that fork spoony thing, didn't you?
Well, yes.
I'm just saying, if you don't run into any monsters on this planet, I think I'm going to have to set the bunny to sparring mode to help you along.
I am not going to spar with little Sebastian. He is too quick and deadly to fight with, and also too adorable.
Okay, we'll see about that. But in the meantime, we need to figure out a way to start harvesting grist. Forget the car. But now that you have the wallet, you can grab much bigger things. Big things have got to be worth more grist than all the picayune bullshit you keep around the house. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look that up right now. That's a word where it's like not catawampus, where it's like I vaguely heard it and kind of know what it means. Or ablution. What the hell is... I'm assuming it's picayune. I could be wrong, I guess. Where is it? There it is. That's how you spell it. Okay. Picayune. Okay, apparently it's petty worthless. Apparently it's a North American word. Picayune. Picayune. Okay. Whatever. There's some choice relics in this place. Some of it has got to be worth a fortune, grist weighs.
You could be right. I'll give it a try. Capture log obelisk. Well, that's definitely not going to be a problem later. You stick the obelisk in the wallet. Fits like a dream. The ray of light is no longer reflected into the hole. Sorry, puzzles. Feed it to grist widget 12,000. You put the card in the widget and holy smokes! The thing was worth a fortune of all kinds of weird-looking grist denominations. Seb springs into action and scoops it all up for you in a jiffy with his busy little legs. Look at him go. Weirdly smoothly animated. That's a lot of grist for the grist gutter. The built-in grist gutter on the widget immediately kicks into action, collecting all the grist overflow exceeding your current low limit. And yes, that's pretty convenient. You honestly thought these features were a lot of meaningless nonsense before, like an example of BC Corp's strange sense of humor made into a product sold for top dollar. The fact this turned out to be a useful gizmo well in advance is either reassuring or unsettling. You aren't sure which. Proceed to crypt. And the door's locked now. Looks like that obelisk was important after all. It was lighting up one of those globe switch doohickeys at the bottom of the hole, which was apparently keeping the door open. Just great. Real nice work there, Cumshoe. Answer again. Why is Game Bro?
Welp, let me have it.
Have what?
A hard time for botching up the pooch. I think I just locked the door with that muttonhead stunt, and now that mead obelisk is as good as gone.
I wasn't going to say nothing. Hell, I was asleep at the wheel too while you were busy fucking up. I have an IQ of... Hold on, robo-calculating.
Oh, brother.
Robo-calculate. About 500 billion.
That is really, really robo-smart.
Oh, don't get human fresh with me, Crocker. I'm about to bring all 500 billy points of my stringent cyborg IQ to bear on your dumb problem. Check it out. I took note of the captcha code to the thing and recorded a digital flash snap of its appearance through my photographic silicone memory canals, which is to say I looked at 8 alphanumeric digits a couple minutes ago and remembered them.
Okay?
So give the bunny the wallet. Let him run back to the house and make you a new obelisk with the same grist you just collected from it. You can stash it in the wallet and run it back to you, and then you can use it to open the door. You shouldn't be waiting around too long because he's real spry, which is exactly why you should wait here. You'll just slow him down.
Alright, I think I can do that, but what should I do in the meantime?
Let me think about that. Robo-calculating.
Oh, stop it!
Okay.
None of our friends will answer me. What could they be up to? You must at least know what Dirk is doing.
Slicing up some drones.
Some what?
Big red robots. He'll be busy for a while. Roxy I'm not so sure about, but there's a pretty high probability as governed by the immutable laws of mathematics that she is preoccupied similarly.
She's fighting robots too, you mean?
I don't know, maybe. Dealing with them in some way, perhaps. If so, it wouldn't be a coincidence.
Why?
I think the Condess is attempting to force the issue now.
What? What issue?
It's likely that it's a coordinated assault, sending drones both to here and Roxy's place. She's probably trying to get everyone else to stop dicking around and join the game already.
Are you sure she's not just trying to kill them? It wouldn't be her first assassination attempt.
Yeah, but come on. Dirk has been a sitting duck here for years. Roxy too. She could have wiped them out any time with a swarm much bigger than this one. Or just nuked them. Her assassination attempt on you was pretty weak too.
But it nearly worked. I'd be dead right now if not for the whims of GC-Cat, or G-Cat.
Right. Like I trust the motives of that fucking thing. That's also being mind-controlled by the Queen. Great.
So, you're saying she's only pretending to hunt us?
I believe she probably would genuinely love to kill us. She's a cold-blooded murderer after all. But it's also obvious to me she needs us to begin playing this game for whatever fucked up purpose she has. She might even need us to win it too, for all I know. Her antagonism's all part of the dance.
Then you're saying Dirk and Roxy aren't really in danger from the robots?
No, I wouldn't say that. They're still pretty deadly and they shoot missiles and stuff.
Ugh, I just want to talk to my friends and see if they're okay. What about Jake?
Not sure what's going on with him right now. I'm sure when the time is right, the witch will keep pushing him along to join the game as well.
Then I guess I'll just sit here and worry about everyone quietly until Seb gets back.
What about your troll friend?
What?
The alien whose name you don't know? You could talk to her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. But I suppose that's because she's always the one to contact me. I never get a response when I message her.
Well, you can maybe give it a try. Maybe things are different now. I could hack into her system to get her attention if you think that would help.
You can do that?
Nah, just messing with you later.
Pester you. Oh no, she responded. I don't know if I can do this voice right now. Oh, thank goodness, we just barely crossed the 30-minute mark. Probably not, because I'm going to have to cut out a bunch of times I was, like, paused and coughing. But don't worry, I'll just talk long enough that we will pass that mark. Or I could do a tier list, which people did ask for. So I'll do that instead. So it's not completely just me stalling for time. With my poor voice. Okay. Look. Is anyone ever really dead? I really don't know anymore. Should I even bother about saying goodbye to people? I don't know. I'm just going to rank them all again. So, I don't need to mess with the tiers this time. You know how it is. Let's get the easy ones out of the way first, and then we'll talk about the other stuff. I'm also not going to rank the characters that don't barely talk, like Diamonds Droog and stuff. I guess he's doing stuff now, but like, really, not really. We'll do Jack Noir as usual. I need to pick out one for Arania and the other fish girl. We'll figure that out later. I really wish I could just look at all the other trolls, or like I could see all the other trolls, which I think might actually be happening soon, so that I could rank them. But we're gonna have to come up with some creative things for some of these characters, but it'll be fine. Okay, let's get the easy ones out of the way. Tavros in D, yeah, unfortunately not great. I think a lot of other characters got more to do than he did, and my opinion on him has soured completely. Who else is going in here? Eridan. Eridan's different because he actually did have some stuff to do. I just genuinely hate him. Is there anyone else I think is genuinely bad? Right now? I don't think so. I think everyone else is at least passable enough. Well, maybe Gamzee. I can maybe put Gamzee in here because I'm kind of sick of Gamzee so much right now. Why didn't Gamzee get his comeuppance at all? Okay, I guess Kanaya wants to kill him, but like, what? That's so weird. Oh, it's just his nature. No, clearly not, because like Vriska could feel remorse. If she could feel remorse, he could definitely feel remorse, and he's clearly not feeling remorse. So we should at least have him like locked up or something, If we don't want to kill him, sure, that's fine. But like, he could snap at any second and kill a bunch. Like he could kill a bunch of the humans, and we'd be screwed, So like, it's not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. C tier. That's for the characters that I think got at least a little bit to do, but they aren't all that interesting. Okay, I have to determine something now. The sprites are sprites, so I guess I'll rank them as well. I didn't really care for Jasper Sprite because Jasper Sprite barely got to do anything, you know what I mean? And I guess we don't have Jade Sprite, so I also don't really like Doc Scratch. I'm not going to rank Doc Scratch anymore. He's been out of the story too long. I don't care. Mail Lady, maybe? She's just kind of fine. Okay, I need to do something here. Okay. I need to choose something to be uppercase UU and something to be lowercase UU. So I have to also pick what I'm going to use for Arania and the other one. So I think this makes sense for our mysterious fish troll, because ha 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 ha. Also Little Cow, of course. Little Cow. I guess I can rank Little Sebastian too. Why not? And then the two... Actually, this is perfect. We'll use Salamancer. This is going to look bad, but we'll use Salamancer for the two UUs. Because one of them's normal UU and one of them's edgy UU, right? So edgy UU is D tier, normal UU is C tier, personally. That's pretty much how I feel about them. I haven't really had to explain anything else thus far because I feel like you pretty much understand why I put people where they are. Maybe not Mail Lady, but basically she has barely got any characterization. She's kind of a cardboard image of a character who's now a dog doing things, which like, that's cool, but like, this still doesn't really do anything for me. Jack is also the same, but at least he's interacted with the other characters, so he's probably here. I don't like the UUs a lot right now, and somebody was like, oh, but I like the UUs. I think they're funny. Mostly just because all they've done is lore dump. Like, I haven't got basically any characterization from them. I guess uppercase UU, all I really know about them is they're like kind of nice. And lowercase UU, the edgy one, all I know is that they're edgy. Like, that's pretty much it. And I guess they're maybe related. Probably. That's it, though. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Jack is in B because he's basically a force of nature villain, which I think works pretty well. but obviously as a character, I don't really care that much about him. Little Sebastian probably goes in here too, because at least he's like funny and cute. So I think he serves his role as a basically little mascot pretty well. But other than that, I don't really. Obviously, he's barely a character. B tier. These are for just okay characters. I think the next easiest thing is to put the characters that I really do like in S tier. So we'll put Dave and John and Terezi and Karkat, there he is. Anybody else I want to put up there? Dave Sprite, probably. I need to pick something for AR, I think, at this point, too. But honestly, Dave Sprite's, like, a little bit more different than AR is to Dirk. Because I feel like Dirk and AR are almost exactly the same, other than, like, they have a slightly different perspective because they're not, like, in the same body. You know what I mean? Like, AR can comment on other Dirk's actions, but other than that, they're pretty much exactly the same. In the way that, like, Dave and Dave Sprite are different. Like, they have slightly different takes on stuff. So, I don't know. I don't think I really need to talk about AR. Nana's probably a B tier character. I like her, but again, she hasn't really done a whole lot. It's a cool concept, though. Rose and Kanaya probably go here. I like them a lot, and I also like them together, but everything they do seems to be off-screen, which just annoys me. Okay. I'll put Dadbird in here, too, because he's not really a character, but he is awesome. Everybody loves him. Or else. Put Mr. Mayor in here as well. I guess if I'm ranking those two, I might as well rank these two, and yeah. I think Aradia's a B tier, probably. Well, no, I'll move Aradia to A. I feel like she's become slightly better as time has gone on, obviously. She has a pretty cool moment with the whole Megalovania thing that I think is still probably the most memorable thing she's done. But at least she has, like, something going on, and it's cool. And I do kind of like her. And that's basically the same reason why Solix is here as well. Like, everything that Aradia has done has at least been on screen. And pretty much. I mean, I guess she set up the ghost dimension off screen, kind of. But, like, that wasn't something where it's like, oh, I wanted to see that. Where it's like when Rose is planning stuff and also when Rose is, you know, working with Kanaya to make this plan. I would have loved to actually see that. But, oh well, here we are. I haven't ranked any of the beta kids. And I don't think any of them are making 8... Well... I don't think any of them are making A tier yet, anyway. So, I use these for the beta kids right now. Or the alpha kids, you know what I mean. The second wave of them, which should be beta, but not really. I don't know. It's like beta is the second letter compared to alpha, but generally when we say something's in beta, it's pre-alpha. I don't know. Anyway, Jane, B tier. She's fine. Again, she hasn't really got to do a lot or interact with the other characters in a really meaningful way yet. She has the slight thing with Jake and like a rivalry with Dirk, I suppose, but she hasn't actually got to talk to Dirk, so how would I know? And her relationship with Roxy is probably the most developed, but the problem is it's mostly based on Jane being like, oh, I don't believe what you're saying, and so it's not that interesting. Actually, I think Jane has to go here, because I think Roxy and Dirk end up here. They have the benefit of being from the future, like the messed up future, so that's interesting. And also Dirk's got his finger in like every pie imaginable. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, okay? He's not lying. Pretty much every time a character is talking to someone, they're talking to Dirk. Which is good and bad because it makes a lot of his conversations feel monotonous and kind of samey. But also it means he gets a lot of screen time, so I at least know what Dirk is about. You know what I mean? Roxy, I just like Roxy and her personality. It's been a while since we've seen her. I miss her. Where did she go? But yeah, that's where it is, I think. Jade's tough for me. I think Jade is an A. I think Vriska's an A. Jake is a D, honestly. I've fallen off of Jake a lot, apparently. I'm pretty sure I had him, like, near the top of my list at the start of this, but, like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it already, his shtick. and I'm kind of bored of it. He reminds me of a less unique Tavros. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him, where like everybody knows Tavros and everybody has defined feelings about Tavros, but they don't actually have like a relationship with Tavros. You know what I mean? And they're both kind of the same genre of, oh, I'm just a nice guy wandering around, you know? Like, the only person who has a strong relationship with Tavros is Vriska. And even then, it's like a weirdly confused relationship that ends up going nowhere. Which is kind of the exact same thing with Jake, where it's like, okay, Dirk and Jane have feelings for Jake, but like, they're already going wishy-washy, and apparently he's going to end up with Arania. Probably not, actually. But he's got a big crush on Arania right now, which makes it all feel worthless. So, like, I don't even know, man. I'm mad. Focus on your living life, dude. Come on. And then, other fish troll. I do think it's interesting as a concept that the angry anarchical fish troll ended up in the nice, happy Alternia, and the nice, happy fish troll ended up in the angry, anarchic Alternia. It's funny anyway as a concept, but like it's not, I don't know them at all yet, so I'll put it in C for conceptually okay. Am I missing? Did I do Arania yet? I don't think I did Arania yet. I think I said I needed to pick Arania, and then I didn't. I did the UUs instead. Who can work for Arania? I'm running out of stuff here. I guess I'll rank the Batter Witch too. Basically on the same level as Jack. We haven't had a villain that actually interacts with our heroes at all. But then again, we've also barely had our heroes interacting with each other, like, interpersonally until very recently, so we'll see. It's all been, like, through screens and stuff, is what I mean. And Lord English looks like he's going to be the exact same thing, too, which I'm a little mad about, honestly. I would love if Lord English was actually a character that got to interact with the other characters. For Arania, we'll just use this slime thing, because vague relation to Vriska and John talking to each other, which this is clearly a pastiche of with Jake and Arania. I feel bad because I like Arania's design, and I like the idea of Vriska, but in a nice world, she'd be kind of instead of being like the mean girl, she'd be kind of the what even archetype is that? The loner? I don't know. Who only has like one friend, because that's kind of like Vriska in the other world too, is she only really has one friend, and it was Terezi, and she ruined that, so that's interesting. But yeah, I don't really care for her at the moment. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm good. No, I'm not. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm unmuted. That was close. Yeah, I just don't really care for her at the moment because she's another exposition character. I understand, okay, that it felt weird for Andrew Hussey to keep inserting himself in the comic and doing all this weird exposition stuff. But now there are like 3 or 4 characters who just do that instead, and it feels worse. Doc Scratch had a similar role, where Andrew Hussey was like, well, I'm not going to insert myself in the narrative as much. Instead, I'm just going to invent this guy who does exactly that, but like, he's a guy instead of just literally being me. And yeah, I don't know how I don't really care for that. Because I don't really care about these long exposition dumps. It would have been cool to find out about all of this naturally, I think. Like, if, we had a reveal, like when Roxy was feeding the Carapace people, or when Dirk was going to fight those robots, that actually this is the future and the Earth has been destroyed. That feels like it was something that would happen in earlier Homestuck, but like I think we're really trying to rush through the Alpha Kids stories right now, so we literally don't have time for anything cool. Literally all just has to be explained by one of 3 random talking heads, which Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Anyway, I'm going to rank between the tiers now. I think Dave's still on top. I think John's probably on the bottom. I like John, but he hasn't really had... He goes in and out of being interesting. Terezi as well. Carcat over Dave Sprite. There we go. That's perfect. A tier, I think Vriska probably goes on top. Because I still do find Vriska is at least... She causes interesting things to happen, you know what I mean? Probably like this. That feels about right. Rose and Kanai are definitely at the top of this tier because at least they've done cool things once in a while, and I do like them a lot. I can't deny it. I mean, I think Dirk and Roxy do go above most of these guys for being actual characters, you know what I mean? And I also would reverse them like this. There we go. Lil Sebastian probably goes at the bottom. Mr. Mayor probably goes here. Probably above the Batter Witch, honestly. I mean, I said they were on the same level, but we've had more screen time for Jack, so necessarily he's a little bit more interesting, I guess. Also, I can't believe we basically just, like, wrote him out of the story until the beta kids can make it to the alpha timeline. He's just, like, not even part of the story. Like, how interesting would it be if Jack instantly got teleported to the session and all of these weird things going on are because of him just trying to destroy Skaya before it happens? You know what I mean? Like, he's transported to a pre-session Skaya, like, before the session starts. And he's trying to mess it up without revealing, like, so that they'll actually be able to start the game, but once they do, they're basically doomed. That'd be interesting. But we've kind of written Jack into a corner of being incapable of rational thought and basically like a rabid animal, so we can't do anything cool like that anymore. We have to invent another villain that is very similar but not quite the same. Anyway, yeah, I think B tier is fine now. C tier, I think that's fine. I think probably like here, and then you're at the bottom because I just can't with you, unfortunately. There we go. That's right. And then D tier. I think Jake still wins out on D tier because at least he's like likable and hasn't been totally destroyed yet. We'll see. Rainia's not that bad. I think Tavros is probably better than Arania though. Yeah, I think that's probably the right place for Gamzee. Oof. Actually, not worse than Lil Cal. This is a fun spectrum, because we have, like, wanted to like and genuinely am starting to or have faded interest at this point to the genre of just, I hate these characters. Like, these guys are just boring in the middle. It's very interesting. The D tier is like a spectrum like that. But okay, I think that's the solid final list for now. Of course, we're going to get so many more trolls. Oh god, there's going to be so many dead trolls. And I'm sure they'll be unimportant completely, and I'll just be able to easily place them on a tier list and never have to move them again. Yeah, so that's the list. Overall feelings on Homestuck right now, because it's interesting. I don't think I've really had an overall feeling section, because Homestuck feels like when you're watching. What's the best word to describe this? Okay. I feel like I'm watching a TV series that's written like, you know, season by season, more or less, instead of being like, you know, I conceived the ending when I started. It's written like season by season. So sometimes things that seem like they'll be important aren't important, that kind of a thing. And I feel like we've started to get close to the final season, and now the show is panicking. You know what I mean? Somewhat. Like, the established characters, I think this is the best way I can put this. The alpha timeline right now, necessarily, because of it being literally like Earth 2, it feels like that point where in a show, they've exhausted all of their interesting ideas, essentially. And so those are now all over, and we had a very dramatic conclusion to them, which was Cascade. And now we are essentially rehashing the same interesting ideas for a second time, which makes them less interesting. Like, I know this is the third time we're going through the whole Spurb thing, and at this point we're barely touching on it, which I think is smart. When the Trolls went through it, it was interesting because we had a little bit of a twist to how the Spurb thing was working. Like, there were two teams, and you were trying to figure out how it all worked out. This doesn't have that, so it's just the same thing again. I guess the twist is that there's no sprites, but the sprites barely contributed before anyway. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there were in a few flashes and stuff, but it doesn't feel like they were dramatically necessary. Like, if they could access Rose's FAQ or whatever, or game fact that she created, they'd be set. They don't need the sprites at that point, right? So I feel like when the other kids are going to get here, then they're basically problem solved, you know? The twist to the narrative is it's over. Also, I think it's just not as interesting to arrive on a dead world after seeing all of the cool, interesting alive worlds. Like, it would be interesting if originally, like, the beta kids, because their session was cursed, all of their worlds were devoid of life or whatever, and they had to kind of, like, weasel around and do cockamamie solutions to these puzzles that aren't intended by the game. And now that we're in, like, a proper session, everything is, like, alive again, and now we get to see what it was supposed to be like for the beta kids. But it's the opposite, so we're, like, removing cool stuff intentionally. I don't know. Feels weird. I know people have said, and I've tried not to let this poison my opinion, that Act 5 is their favorite, and Act 6 slowly trails into darkness. But I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see exactly what happens here, because it's possible that the reason I'm feeling so tired right now of this whole thing is just because I am getting nothing but exposition every episode. Like, the last 4 episodes or something have been basically just exposition dumps. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can barely hold it up. It's like the Sassacre book is crushing me. The Sassacre book of exposition. Anyway. Maybe we'll get a cool flash at some point. Like, even Jane's enter flash wasn't that cool. You know what I mean? Like, there was no, like, really memorable moment in it that sticks in my head. Where I'm like, oh yeah, like, with Rose's, there was jumping off the waterfall. And with Dave's, you had the meteor getting sliced in half. And with John's, you had the meteor coming to destroy his house. And with Jade's, you had that really cool scene of her trying to shoot the apple blindfolded, and then Beck teleported the bullet. That was awesome. I don't even remember what happened with Jane's. Alright. Anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.